To me and the people who watched the first part of this story, it certainly rocked them to the core. Capsule Corp. Hey guys, MasakoX here. Thank you for clicking onto this video. If you are a regular to this channel, then you might be aware of the weekly What If Roundtable live streams, where myself and my fellow What Ifers in the form of Haverock and Sophie B listen to your possible scenarios regarding characters within the world of Dragon Ball, and then come up with our on-the-fly ideas regarding them. Today's story is one of those ideas that came from said streams, so it is something that was nurtured, in a way, by you kind folk out there. So once again, thank you for getting involved with us, musing an idea that takes place early on in the show's history. I mean, not as early as Bardock the Believable's tale or anything, but it's certainly impactful enough to change a lot of the following proceedings. Now let's suppose the idea that Goku might have ended up on another part of planet Earth. It's quite a possible thought experiment because, the time of day, Earth rotation at that given moment, and many other things could have factored into Goku landing somewhere else, this time at Capsule Corp instead of Mount Paozu. So, what if that happened? If Goku landed in the grounds of West City's most successful company, probably, might he have had a different life? Well, in short, yeah, he would have done. He'd have been much more immersed in the world of technology and general Earth society, city life, instead of being out in the sticks with a grandpa and dinosaurs for company. It's certainly a very different take. It even gets Jaco off his back, since his acquaintances are much more involved, and we all know how much Jaco likes to shirk his duties if he's given the opportunity. Now in the last part, our Goku, now renamed Boxer to go with the garment pun that the Briefs family have, Mark, that's a young Mr. Satan by the way, and of course Bulma, went on their summer vacation holiday to go and find the Dragon Balls after years of putting it off after discovering it in the basement of their dwelling. With Bulma back, leading the way and making sure the boys are safe, they find their way to Mount Paozu and the realm of Grandpa Gohan. Or more accurately, just Gohan, since he's not a grandpa. And not smushed by any monkey feet here. And after that chestnut, they then meet another old man. A strange old man, and his turtle pal. Being thankful for helping his dear friend out of being a monster's dinner, the old hermit gives Boxer the possession of Nimbus, the magic cloud. Now everybody, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, come magic cloud! After the elation of this newfound present has worn off for Boxer, the gang then realise that this rescue mission has yielded something rather convenient and quite fascinating. Bulma's dragon radar was going off like crazy, and that could only mean one thing. They quickly realise that this particular old fellow is in the possession of a Dragon Ball. Mark sheepishly asks the old man if he has a Dragon Ball, to which he dutifully shows it off to them, having been impressed that these kids even knew what one of these Dragon Balls were. Be that as it may, it doesn't make him any more willing to part company with it. Unless... yeah, that doesn't change. The three of them look a little weirded out, Boxer being more aware about humans and how they work, unlike the original interpretation, so none of that business here. It's suffice to say that they don't really like what he wants in exchange, and they straight up refuse his offer, with Boxer and Mark ready to defend Bulma's honour. They stand in front of Bulma, defending her, and are ready to protect her. But, she just rolls her eyes and steps forward. Listen guys, I appreciate the gesture, but I can take care of myself. The boys leap forward and charge at the older man to make him apologise for even suggesting such a thing for something they so clearly wanted. But it's not as easy as they think it will be. This is no ordinary old man. Before they can get anywhere near him, he's gone. Mark and Boxer frantically look around for any signs of him, only for the turtle to be there and pointing to a nearby palm tree where the old man is waving casually. Took you long enough to spot me? Next time, no helping them.
Sorry, Master. I felt sorry for them. They were so slow.
This surprises the boys considerably with how this guy has so much prowess when it comes to martial arts and agility. They were unable to land a hit on him. or even get anywhere near him for that matter, to even consider landing a blow. The man then teasingly states that they're not strong enough to protect the Dragon Ball he deems his pride and joy. Why would I give this powerful artifact to somebody who can't even touch me? Unless you let me. They're further blazing anew thanks to that aside. The boys do not give up and try their hardest to attack him, still failing to get close. But what surprises the old man throughout all of this is that Bulma also joins in, trying to predict the man's movements. Well, the dame can dance with the dudes. My, this is a very strange time that we live in, isn't it? In the midst of their determination, and due to some of the moves that they convey, the old man starts to see some rather familiar techniques showing up, now that the children are actually, finally, starting to focus on what they want. The old man then calls a halt to proceedings, raising his hand and speaking calmly, as if none of this had ever happened. Hold on a second, kiddos. Let me ask you a question. You trained with old Gohan, didn't you? The three confirm this fact, and they are left puzzled. How does this old man know of this? Gohan was a hermit in the middle of a wood, hundreds of miles from here. What's going on? The master then sits down on a rock and sighs deeply, a small smile flickering on his wizened face. I thought so. He pauses, taking in the sea before him before resuming his speech. They call me Master Roshi. Gohan and I were once training partners, a very long time ago. You're very lucky he gave you the time of day. He's even more of a recluse than I am. I tell you what, if you are so eager of defending your honor, and you really want my Dragon Ball, then you can have it. By working for me and training hard, I can teach you more than what Gohan taught you, for a price. The boys look to Bulma, and then back to Roshi. If you find the other Dragon Balls, it shouldn't take you too long. What with that doohickey you've got there? It took me 15 years to find this one. Should take you 15 minutes. Despite all this prattle, the kids seem a little more willing to do what the old man says. It seems much nicer. Throughout all of this, Roshi is visibly intrigued by the trio, especially Boxer. The three reluctantly agree, although they roll their eyes at another old man with a crazy training routine. At least the first one was calm and friendly. This time, it will probably not be as accommodating, nor as peaceful. He doesn't even seem as friendly as the old Gohan was. Bulma then looks back to the forest, and simply wishes that she could go back there and train more with the forest hermit instead of this bozo. But he's got a Dragon Ball, so needs must. Boxer and Mark, now starting to warm up to the idea of getting stronger still, promise to do their best. They will be back at Roshi's place with the other Dragon Balls soon. As they head off for the next one, Mark is actually starting to get rather concerned. He's starting to think that the Elder is trying to trick them and get a wish for himself. Hey guys, don't you think it's weird that he wants us to find the Dragon Balls? Don't you only get one wish for those? Boxer's eyes widen and he starts to think the same way. Bulma has to be the voice of reason. Look, we won't even get a chance to wish on the dragon if we don't do this. You saw what happened. You two couldn't get near him. And you two are supposed to be hotshot martial artists. Oh, imagine me telling your classmates how you lost to a bazillion-year-old man. Oh, that touched a nerve. The pair then stay quiet for a long time after that zinger. And so the magical journey continues, with two of the members' pride considerably hurt though. Our heroes then go on to save Aru village from Oolong, like in the original of course, and subsequently force him to join their team, in exchange for freedom from his capture, as well as potential trouser accidents. They also have a little encounter with Yamcha, and then go on to save Fire Mountain from, its own destruction. This time, Roshi giving them the Bansho fan willingly, since this is part of the overall deal. Why not help him? It's just a fan. As that's going on, the same old chestnut between Chi-Chi and Boxer emerges, but thanks to the young man's better understanding of what marriage actually is, things proceed rather differently. Chi-Chi is still interested in marrying Boxer, Goku, but since he knows what that means instead of it being another word for dinner, he politely asks that before they even consider such a thing, they should probably get to know each other better. He does all of this, trying not to offend or hurt her feelings, of course. He, however, does promise to meet her again sometime, and fortunately for him, This actually makes Chi-Chi swoon for him even more, with the Ox King being equally smitten.
Oh, he's so respectful and polite. Oh, Chi-Chi, my sweet. Oh, you found yourself a keeper with that one.
With the Fire Mountain problem extinguished, they are now on the home stretch. But before our heroes can go home for tea, before them stands their most dangerous opponent so far. That's right, it's time for them. The notorious Rabbit Mob! Yeah, okay, it doesn't seem that big of a deal, but context, people. The gang get themselves embroiled in proceedings after they see the goons bullying villagers for seemingly no reason, which is something that Mark simply cannot abide by, will not stand for in fact. With his aspirations of being an upstanding hero of the meek rising up before him, Mark strides up to them and puffs out his chest.
Hey, punks! What do you think you're doing? Those innocent people did nothing to you.
The two look at each other and then laugh hysterically at the nerve of this kid calling them punks. Mark then leaps into action, but it quickly becomes clear that he needs Boxer's help, and the two of them manage to show the mooks who is boss, which enrages their boss, Monster Carrot himself. In retaliation for embarrassing his men, he turns Mark and Bulma into carrots, which forces Boxer and Yamcha to join forces against this mobster rabbit. They will not tolerate all this bunny business. Through some clever chicanery, akin to the original story of course, the pair manage to actually do the impossible and free the city of the tyranny that is Monster Carrot. Their friends are also changed back into their regular human forms, now with better eyesight. Har har, Carrot's eyesight. And Monster Carrot is promptly sent to the moon to make mochi for the rest of his days, and he also, in the meantime, makes friends with Desmond the Moon Bear. However, they don't all get out of this scot-free. Mark was affected by all of this, very much so. He has now developed a permanent and irrational fear of carrots that will haunt him for years. Will it play a part in the story? Well, this world is based on Akira Toriyama's thought processes, so you never know. With 6 balls in their possession, they have done what they sought to do. They take a break after the ordeal of Monster Carrot, keen to not have that vegetable for a while, out of respect for Mark, and then decide what to do next. The group, now with Yamcha and Pilaf for company, decide now is the best time to return to Roshi, to earn the last ball and get their wish. All of this excitement has made the prospect of the old man's training look like, quite frankly, a walk in the park. That's easy! They don't know that they are being followed by the Pilaf gang. And since they don't have a Dragon Ball of their own this time for leverage, they decide to play it safe though, and skulk around the gang as they make their way back to where they saw the hermit, jealous that their dragon radar was portable. At Roshi's place across the sea, they meet a new person, a small hairless monk named Krillin, who had come to receive Roshi's training after hearing about it from his friends at the temple. So with a much bigger roster of students this time around, Roshi starts his training. He is indeed very sad to be losing the peace and quiet of the hermit life, but, a promise is a promise. These kids did pull off what he thought they couldn't do, and so he felt it would be rude to not give them what they'd sought. After all, Gohan had entertained them, so it probably would be for the best to do the same thing. It's only fair. Having done his homework, Pilaf is aware that the old man won't be an easy opponent, so he decides to recruit a notorious bank robber to his cause. That's right, Pilaf and Blonde Launch have become partners in crime, and they plan to take the balls from Kame House when they least expect it. Meanwhile, Krillin is being, naturally, very competitive, like in the original, pulling pranks on other students to try and up himself in Roshi's favour, especially Mark and Yamcha, whom he considers to be unworthy of the great master's training. Remember, back then, Krillin was a real jerk. And after one stunt too many though, Mark can't take it anymore, and the two of them have a duel, which seems to be pretty impressive. Boxer realizes how much his friend has grown since they set out to find the Dragon Balls at the start of this summer vacation. This summer, to Boxer, has been the best time of his life. The showdown ends with a draw, however, which starts to change Krillin's mind and relationship with the entire group. Maybe they're not as weak as he thought they were. Boxer also tries to show him kindness, which cracks his shell even further. Starting as enemies, Krillin, Boxer and Mark grow closer as 3 companions. Meanwhile, Blonde Launch comes up with an evil scheme that is guaranteed to take up all of Roshi's attention and allow Pilaf to steal the Dragon Balls once and for all. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Do you like this more sociable adaptation of the story? What do you think Pilaf and Launch have resorted to? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later.